Howdy everybody. So I figure we'll open up these two things. This one is very unusual, but I think you might find it interesting. It's Korean. And open up just a regular tin while I talk about going to my first car show, which was today. So I thought, again, it's Korean. I thought that my first card show was going to be Collecticon, which is a massive card show. However, that did not end up being the case. I ended up going to, today is the first day, but I bought a 2-day pass, and it's a local show. So Collecticon, I am going to Collecticon, but I'm doing this one first, which is in a smallish suburb of Houston. And I found out about it because there was a little like pop-up kind of market where there was, where there was a Pokemon card guy there. And I learned about that from a Facebook group. And it was literally right down the street from my house. So I was like, okay, now's the time, because I have been stocking up. I've been buying a thing, like one thing here, one thing there. And so before you know it, I have a bunch of stuff, mostly to just open up on the channel. But when I see a deal, I gotta buy the deal. And so now I have a lot of stuff. So check this out. These are all Pop Rocks basically, and they have the characters on them. But also somewhere in here is, oh, that is really cute. Is that Totodile? Okay, so these are different from the stickers, the other stickers that I have. In bags, I guess maybe in the tins it's different. Is there anything else in here? Is there just one sticker in here? Probably. So let's just double check. So the other ones that I have were in like a pouch that I got from somebody on Whatnot. And yeah, I think there's just one in the box, in the tin, I'm sorry. And there was one in the pouches too that have like a handful of these Pop Rocks. This has so many. But I love cola flavored candies. And for some reason, America, we don't do that. And I don't understand why, because every other country does cola flavored things, especially Europeans, and we don't have ours. I'll show it in my next video because my binders are kind of covered with stuff. The other ones are it says 24 karat plating. No, I'll do it right now. 1 second. Let me just go over here and take out my stuff. And don't worry, intermission. Okay, and here we have, flip a few. Here we go. Okay, so these came from the same kind of product as the tin, but I guess with the tin, since it's a big item, you get the big sticker, which is really cute. That is so cute. These ones are cute too. They don't show up very well on the camera, but they're little stickers. As you can see, they're like not a quarter of the size of a card, but pretty small. So let's just go ahead and put this cutie patootie, oh geez, right here. I think it's a Totodile. That is so cute. That is 10 times better than the other ones, and they're fine again, but that one, whew, that's way better. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying was the card show. So we're definitely going to open up some more, because that was just one sticker and a bunch of Pop Rocks. And I'm a teacher, so I want to give these to some of the children and make sure that they throw the trash in the trash can, because sometimes they don't do that. So I have to tell them 20 times. Okay, so what I ended up doing was going to, long story short, this card show. Again, it's about 30 minutes away. Houston is massive. In case you haven't ever seen a map of it or driven around, Houston is massive, like the Houston area. So anyway, I have some sealed product. I brought a Sea and Sky box, like I've opened up on the channel before. I brought a Stellar Crown ETB, a binder full of cards, a Japanese booster box, just like random stuff that I have accumulated. And then the market's right, so why not sell some of it and stop having so much of my space of my house, being taken over by Pokemon stuff. So, let's see, we got 2 Surging Sparks, 1 Stellar Crown, and 1 Temporal. We'll do Surging at the end, and let's do Temporal and then Stellar. So, what to expect? Well, this was at like a little convention hall in, again, a suburb of Houston. It's also where their rodeo is. I didn't know that this town had its own rodeo, but it does. And it was supposed to be $15 per day, and it's a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday, but there was early bird tickets, and so I was able to get a 2-day pass for $15. So it was buy one, get one free, which is awesome. So there was nothing out of that Temporal Forces. That's why we started there. So hopefully we get better luck. And it was pretty crowded when I got there. About an hour after it opened, there was, it was a big parking lot, but I had to park fairly far away because it was so busy. So I was like, oh wow, I did not expect this many people to be here. And then I went in, showed them my email receipt of buying the tickets. So still nothing. Let's go to Surging. Surging is better. And then I knew that obviously the guy that I had already sold to was going to be there, and I knew that he was fair, and I knew that he did trades at 80%, which is totally good with me, which means that for the items that I had, you look up the price and then you times it by 0.8, right? To get 80%. Wow, we're really striking out so far. This tin is not great, but let's see if we can do better. Let's see. Let's try. Let's see what we can get. So I walked around a couple of times. The first time, like, I saw him pretty much immediately, but then I noticed that, hey, he's quite busy, so I'm not gonna bother him right now. So I made the loop a couple times. What I was really wanting, like my goal going into that, was to get a Journey Together ETB. So we got nothing. Because I haven't had luck. Like, I've been doing Poke Notify. I've been doing stuff to try to help me potentially get some product. I did get booster boxes. I got 2 booster boxes of Journey Together. One from the Pokemon Center themselves and one from Best Buy or something. But I haven't been able to get an ETB, which is what I really want. Like, I mean, booster boxes are awesome. I've never even opened one because I feel like it's so, like, expensive. But that's not what I want. Like, I wanted the ETB, which have been basically impossible to get. Dog, do you need to go to the bathroom? My dog just finished eating. Yeah. Okay, we have to pause 1 second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so let's also have this Alolan Exeggutor Pokemon Go box. Because, again, I was able to get it for fairly cheap. I don't remember how much, but $25. Like, not too much from what it was originally. Okay, so went there, made some loops. I was looking for a Journey Together box because I haven't been able to get my hands on one. And then before I went to the convention center, I was able to go to a Barnes & Noble, a Target, and a Best Buy because they were right at the exit. So I stopped by there first because I saw on the Facebook group of like, hey, like it's super easy to get. And so I was like, maybe, I mean, I know I'm a day late, but maybe something will pop up. No, not a single pack. Couldn't find a single pack, just like normal. So not surprised. But the reason why I did that was because if I could get it at retail price, then that would obviously be the best. I don't want to have to overpay, you know. But I was hoping that I would be able to trade and be able to get some good stuff for the things that I have bought at MSRP. So that was my goal, was to obtain a Journey Together ETB. So while I was walking around trying to wait out the crowd at the table of the guy who I have done business with before, I was looking around, everybody had Journey Together, but the prices varied widely. So one of the most important things when you go to a card show is going to be not just to stop at the first table, especially if you have something in mind that you want. You need to search around, you need to do your due diligence, and you need to walk around and see what are the prices, because I know I did see a couple of the Pokemon Center ETBs, which automatically are more expensive than the other ones. Oh, there's the card trick. However, man, I was seeing some like $200, $150, like some crazy prices that just don't make sense. And so they're going to get those impulsive people. They're going to get the people who aren't paying attention, and are going to spend way too much money on these items, because again, it's already over MSRP. Like the cheapest one that you're going to find is already over MSRP. So you're going to have a not fun time when, you know, somebody's basically scammed, to be honest. Like, that's not cool. Back-to-back Gyarados. It feels thick. I thought there was another card behind it. So yeah, please do your due diligence. Make sure that you look around and ask, and it's okay if, you know, you tell them no. It's okay. So that goes both ways. Sorry, my dog. I have to pause. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So yeah, that's something that you need to do is, I feel like it's good to go in there having a goal of like what you're looking for. And then again, it's important that even when you have a goal and even when you see what you're looking for, keep looking, because some people are going to be better at negotiating. Some people are going to be more of the type of person to like rip you off. And you don't want that to happen. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence. Another great thing is that nowadays with the internet at our fingertips, the thing is, you know, sometimes you don't have good signal, right? And so that would be the problem. But you can look like in front of their face. You can look at TCG Player or wherever, or eBay, to see, you know, is their pricing fair? And you don't have to tell them. You can just walk away. Why did I get 3 of these in one box? That is 3 of the same card. And I'm sure, I mean, this is a small set. 78 cards in the set. That's very small. But come on, 3 of the same ones, and that's the same, what? Okay, anyway. Okay, let's open up some more stuff. Oh, also, actually, here, I have this jumbo card binder, and let's put our Exeggutor in there. I don't think I have one of those already. So that's another thing that you need to do. Before I left, but like the night before, I went through I don't have this one. I went through my sealed product to see like, what do I want to get rid of? Meaning like, what am I okay, you know, not having anymore, more specifically. And what like margin am I okay with? So what I mean by that is, for instance, these tins or the big ones, okay? Or like the one that I just opened, right? People don't really buy those, okay? And then when it comes to the margin, not great. So for instance, if I'm lucky, and I've never bought one of these over MSRP, right? So they're like $20 to maybe $27, depending on what shape, how many packs are in it, etc. Now, if you do 80% of the market, which might be like, let's say if it's a $27 tin, let's say now the market is 30. Well, 80% of that means that you're losing money. So again, I'd rather just open it up on the channel, right? Because why not? I'm not going to lose money on something. I will lose money, right? If I open, wow, it's only 3 packs. Yeah. So this is $5 a piece. I think this is like a $15 tin. So I got 3 packs, about $5 a piece. If I'm going to lose money, I want to have it for content and having fun and opening packs, right? So that's your, you know, personal preference as to how much you're willing to lose or how much you're not willing to lose. So again, I went in there with an ETB, Sea and Sky, stuff like that, where I'm like, okay, it's taking up space, plus I'm going to end up pretty okay at 80%. still making my money back and a little bit more. I don't think there's a card trick here. So let's just get into it. That card is like very bent. Oh, it's because it was bent in the tin. Yep, that checks out. Let's see, what else? So I went up to a lot of the tables with my binder that I have specifically. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't a hollow, but it's also bent. I went up with a trade binder. Like I went there with a trade binder. Oh, what I was going to say before, sorry, about the sealed product was that before I went, again, I figured out what do I want to bring with me. And I made a little spreadsheet. You don't have to do this, but it just made it easy. I made a little spreadsheet with the market price. I put where I got the market price from, whether it was eBay or the collector app. And then I did a little formula. This looks like he's a stand-up comedian, right? Stand-up comedian. I'm keeping that one. What is happening here? Like it's like a flashlight on both. I'm keeping both of those. Those are funny. Heavy baton, whatever that means. Okay, sorry. Got distracted again. Another Melmetal? I'm just kind of convinced now that he's just stalking me. Why else do we have so many? That just does not make sense. Okay. A Surging. Okay. Yeah, so like that way I was able to know a decent price before I went in. And then when I asked the vendors if they were interested in buying sealed product, they would always ask, you know, how much are you talking about? So then I was able just to talk shop with them basically and be like, hey, I saw that the market price right now is blank. And I always also ask them, how much do you do for a trade? 80% is a solid number. If they say 70, I would say, okay, I'll keep looking. Because with the market as high as it is right now, come on, it makes sense to do 80 because everything keeps going up. I'm just trying to find all the Melmetals now. It's not in here. Just double checking. So that definitely helped a lot. Again, like if you get a bad vibe from somebody, and I'm just talking about somebody who, I am a person who's been to one show, okay? So just take what I say as a grain of salt. But again, to be prepared for anything is not going to hurt you. Literally anything. Oh yeah, back to back. And what else was I going to say? Okay, so I guess I got 4. That is so funny. But like clearly this dude is just, what is this? This is broken. And it was like how many different products? 3. 2 tins and a Pokemon Go box. That's bizarre. But again, this came from one box, so there's that. Okay. What else should I tell you? Look around. You can, when you hear what they say as their offer, you can tell them no, and you can just walk away. That's okay. That's part of the deal. Okay. Now, again, I went around with my binder for trade. So everyone who was willing to look at it, which was most people, most vendors, they asked, you know, what in here is for trade. And I said everything. So that way it was clear as to like, you know, have whatever you want. Sometimes the percentages are different for cash versus trade. I always went up to people and say, are you willing to trade? Because I am not unwilling to trade. But you could also just say buy, like you're looking for someone to buy your stuff, and that's okay too. If it was a low amount, I normally try to do like a straight trade. So if it was like $10, like I'd try to get something. And if we're doing like 80% trade, then $8 worth of stuff. So nowadays that's like a pack, which is exactly what I did. So yeah, I mean, you live and you learn, you ask questions, you can do a vibe check with these people. And if it seems like they're kind of scammy or they're kind of scummy, like move on. There's plenty of other people. There was a couple people that I really liked how they did business. And so I took a picture of their information. So that way I'll be in contact with them for when I do need to clean out my stock a little bit, because, you know, I just want to loosen up some money or whatever. Yeah. So if somebody's giving you the bad vibes, or if you don't like what they're offering you, then you can literally just say no and say, I'll keep looking around. Thank you. And then that's it. So yeah. I'm excited to go to Collecticon, which would be next month, and see that in comparison, because again, going to Collecticon itself as your first time seems a lot. So I was glad to do a little show, and then I'll go tomorrow to sell a little bit more stuff, because there was a guy there who likes vintage, a lot of vintage and non-TCG stuff, and I have a lot of that. So I'm going to kind of offload that. But again, the way that I'm doing it is I researched what the products are. Do I have it? Here, I'll show you. One second. Did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, no, I put it in a tin. One second. I'll be right. Sorry, I know this is a long-winded video, but what I did was I looked up like what specifically these are. So it took some like legit digging, because when you just try to image search something like this, you don't get that much stuff. Okay, now here's the thing. The card shop that is interested in this has a bad reputation in my town. I don't want to say like I'm being like a little vigilante here or something, but what I will say is that I saw his binder, and I saw many binders, and I saw what kinds of prices he charges for things, and they're all unreasonable. I will never buy anything from this company, from this business, because I do not agree with their work ethics. They were literally on the local news a couple years ago for wiping out a Sam's or a Costco of all their Pokemon products. So let's just put it that way. Okay. I don't really respect that. Now, I started doing business with them before I realized, and I was like, and then I saw a business card on their table, and I was like, oh, geez. Like, I did not intend to do business with this person at all, because of ethics. So what I did was I did my best to find out what kind of series this is, basic information about these cards. Now, some of them, they're not for sale. Like, they are very hard to find because they are so rare, right? I priced everything for myself. I'm going to take a picture of it, and then I'm going to remove all the prices. Today, when he bought a bunch of my stuff, he was basically like, here's the stack that I'm interested in. Go ahead and price it out. Come back with what price you'd like. And I did that. And in the range of prices, I did a little bit over. Dog, give me a second, please. Can you sit for just a second? Oh, that's the cat now. Okay, gotta hurry up. So anyway, I did the best that I could. Again, it's hard when these things are they're very rare. Sorry, my animals are fighting. So I try to do it fair as possible, but on the medium high end. Because if he buys it, he said that he buys it 70%, which again, red flag, right? But with this kind of stuff, it's hard to move because, again, there's not that many listings of it. You have to find a certain kind of buyer. So what I did was I estimated it to the higher level, and then I really did 75 to 80%. And then, we just made a deal. I gave him a number. He was like, okay. And I was like, perfect. So that's the thing. Again, not trying to be a vigilante. And I did not screw him over, straight up. Okay. I gave him a fair price. I did not do 100%. I did not do 80%, or not ish 80%. You know what I'm saying? I did not take advantage of this person and again, I totally disagree with the prices that he was charging. So it's it can kind of go both ways, right? If he wants to be like that, and honestly be kind of lazy, it works both ways. Again, I did not scam him, and I did not take advantage of him. It's just that you know, I didn't exactly give him 70% price. I sold him my stuff at a little bit higher of that price, as I should, as it should be, because 80% is a fair price, 70% is not. And again, charging those little gold stickers that I showed you earlier, he was charging $25 a piece for those. That's false. That is highway robbery. So again, you know, be a smart person, do your due diligence, please don't overpay, and do business fairly with people, because that's how you make connections and that's how you grow. Because I'm kind of surprised that this company is still around because of how bad their reputation is. Even online today, like I literally just saw, I think I already said this, but I literally just saw a post on the Facebook group saying how bad they are and how cheap they are with their prices, meaning like taking advantage of people. So, you know, do your due diligence. Before you go, that was the thing that I wish I had done better, but I did not expect anyone to buy vintage and non-TCG stuff, and he had a lot. So I knew that, okay, this is somebody who might be interested in my stuff. So yeah, that's a little story here. And a bunch of Melmetals. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you learned something. Again, be prepared. Know that everybody uses PayPal or Zelle. Like almost nobody used Cash App. There was a couple people who used Cash App, and most people take cash, if not all of them. But PayPal or Zelle is going to be your best bet. All right. So again, I hope you learned something. I'm going to go tomorrow, and then I will definitely do a video for Collecticon to kind of recap and compare the differences and stuff like that. All right. So thank you. And until next time, we will see what happens next.